right now, somewhere near you, there's a person making less money than you who is quietly becoming rich. And there's someone making 3 times your salary who is one missed paycheck away from disaster. The difference between them has nothing to do with luck, nothing to do with talent, and nothing to do with how hard they work. It comes down to one invisible habit that almost nobody ever explains to you, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it in your own life. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because this is the exact thing that separates people who build wealth from people who stay stuck no matter how much they earn. I'm not going to sell you a course. I'm not going to tell you to cut out coffee. This is deeper than that, and it starts with a simple question. What is money actually for? Most people never ask this. They just chase more of it, thinking the number in the bank account is the goal. But money was never the goal. Money is a tool, and like any tool, it can build something or it can be wasted, depending entirely on how you use it. Here's the habit. Rich people, the ones who actually stay rich, spend their money on things that make them more money. Everyone else spends their money on things that make them look rich. That single sentence is the whole game. Think about it. A person buys an expensive car on a loan to feel successful. Another person buys a used, reliable car and puts the difference into an index fund or a small business. 10 years later, one of them is still paying off debt on a car that's worth half of what they paid. The other one has an asset quietly growing in the background, working for them while they sleep. Same income. Same starting point. Completely different outcome. This is called the asset versus liability trap, and it is the single biggest reason smart, hardworking people stay broke their entire lives. An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket, even if it looks impressive from the outside. A big house with a huge mortgage, a brand new phone every year, a closet full of clothes you wear once, these all feel good in the moment, but they are quietly draining your future. Meanwhile, the people who end up wealthy are boring on purpose. They drive normal cars. They live in normal houses. But behind the scenes, they own pieces of businesses, real estate that generates rent, or investments that grow while they focus on their actual life. This is not about being cheap. This is about being intentional. Every dollar you earn is basically a small employee. You get to decide its job. You can assign it to work for you, building income streams that grow over time, or you can assign it to disappear the moment you get paid, working for someone else's profit instead of yours. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Your brain is actually working against you here, and it's not your fault. Humans are wired for instant reward. Thousands of years ago, grabbing food right now mattered more than saving it for later, because later might never come. That same wiring is still running in your brain today, except now it's not food, it's dopamine from spending. Every time you buy something new, your brain gets a small hit of pleasure. Advertisers know this. Social media knows this. Entire industries are built around triggering that instant reward loop before you even realize what happened. The people who build real wealth have simply trained themselves to delay that reward on purpose. Not forever. Not by living like a monk. Just long enough to let their money grow before they spend the profits. This is sometimes called delayed gratification, but I like to think of it differently. It's not about waiting. It's about paying yourself first before the world gets a chance to convince you to spend it. Here is the part almost nobody talks about. This habit compounds. Compounding isn't just a finance term for investment returns, it's a life principle. Small decisions, repeated consistently, create massive gaps over time. If you invest a small amount every single month starting today, even a modest amount, the growth curve looks flat for years, and then it suddenly explodes upward. Most people quit right before that curve bends, because the early years feel like nothing is happening. But the people who stay consistent, who keep feeding their assets instead of their image, eventually reach a point where their money is making more in a year than their job pays them. That is the real definition of financial freedom. It's not about having a huge salary. It's about the day your assets can cover your life without you having to trade your time for it anymore. So here's what you can actually do starting today. First, track where your money goes for just 1 week, honestly, without judging yourself. Most people are shocked by what they find. Second, pick one category of spending that feeds your image instead of your future, and cut it in half, not to zero, just in half. Third, take that freed up money and put it somewhere it can grow, even something as simple as a low-cost index fund or paying down high-interest debt, which is really just guaranteed growth in disguise. Fourth, repeat this every single month, and let boring consistency do the heavy lifting. You don't need a huge income to start this. You need a decision. The gap between the person who stays broke and the person who builds wealth was never about how much they made. It was about where every dollar was told to go. So the next time you're about to spend on something that only makes you look successful, ask yourself one question. Is this dollar going to work for me, or is it going to work for someone else's profit? That one question, asked consistently over years, is quietly how ordinary people become financially free while everyone else wonders what happened. If this made you see your own spending differently, that's exactly the point. Subscribe to Moneyverse, because we break down the real mechanics of wealth, money psychology, and financial freedom in simple terms. Nobody else explains this clearly. I'll see you in the next one.